Alright, this is a lesson on Algebra 1, Lesson 32, Part 2, Graphing a Linear Equation using Slope-Intercept Form. Yesterday we learned how to take a graph. Let's say that we had a graph, and we're like, what is the graph? And we wrote something in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, and we learned a few days ago what m was. M is what, everyone? Good. And slope stands for what over what? Rise over run, okay? It's a fraction, rise over run. And then b stands for what from yesterday? Y-intercept, okay? So we learned how to read a graph, and then we made an equation. Today we're going to go backwards. We're going to get an equation, and we're going to graph, okay? The steps are as follows. You have them written down on the board, or you should have them in your notes already. Okay, I'll do numbers 1 and 2. Watch numbers 1 and 2. Pencils down. Pencils down, numbers 1 and 2. Okay. Here we go. Number 1. First step is we want to make sure that our equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. So we write y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. And we ask ourselves, is it in the form? Yeah, it is. We could see that it's in the same form as the slope-intercept form. Then we ask ourselves, step 2, identify the y-intercept and plot it. So the y-intercept here is 4, right? So it's positive 4, so then we go to positive 4 on the y-axis. Remember, the y-axis is the one that goes up and down. Find 4, you plot the point, okay? Then, step 3, it says identify your slope and plot 2 or 3 other points. Your slope here is going to be equal to 2, and we can make this a fraction by putting it over 1. So it rises 2. And runs 1. You plot the points starting off at the y-intercept. Again, I rose 2 and ran 1. We're all at a graph going that way, so you know that this is supposed to look like a line that's going down that way. So instead of going rising 2 and running 1, let's fall 2 and run the opposite way 1. Plot a point. Last step, using a straight edge, draw a straight line. And plot your graph. That's it. Alright? So that's how you graph. Again, what I did. Took the original equation, asked myself, is it in slope-intercept form? Yes, it is. Asked myself, step 2, identify the y-intercept, and I plotted it. Y-intercept was 4, plotted it. Step 3, identified my slope and 2 or 3 other points. So slope is 2 over 1, so I went 2 and 1 across, and I plotted a couple other points. Step 4, using a straight edge, I drew a line. And I drew arrows on my line, okay? Number 4. Watch number 4 now. Or number 2, I'm sorry. Number 2. Okay, again, ask myself, is it in slope-intercept form? We have y is equal to 1/2 x plus 4. My slope, or y-intercept is 4, so I'm going to plot 4 here. It's the same one again. That's just the way the problem turned out. My slope in this example is 1/2. It rises 1 and runs 2. So I'm going to start from this point, rise 1, run 2. I should have a point right here. Again, rise 1, run 2. I should have a point right here. Okay? 2 other points, probably just plenty enough. And then draw a straight line through our points that we plotted. Using a straight edge, you can use the side of your ID card. That's really all you need on your paper. Draw arrows at the end, and you're done. You just plotted the line. Okay? Pretty simple, right? Any questions on numbers 1 and 2? Okay, right now you're going to talk. 1s are going to tell the 2s about number 1. 2s are telling the 1s about number 2. Ready, set, go. Okay, working on number 3 now. Number 3. I'm back to recording here. Number 3. Okay, number 3. Let's work on this together. Is it in slope-intercept form? Turn to your neighbors, tell them yes or no. Is it in slope-intercept form? Okay, step 2, ask your neighbor, what is the y-intercept going to be? Or tell them what it's going to be. Okay, so we're going to plot the y-intercept to 1, and then tell your neighbor, what's the slope? 1 over 2, okay? Alright, you're doing this one by yourself. I'll give you 15 to 20 seconds to do this. Go. Okay, so in this example, you're supposed to rise 1. Run 2 after you had plotted your y-intercept. Do that a couple times just so you kind of have an idea which way your line's going. Draw your line. through the points, straight edge, And bada bing, you're done. Number 4. By yourselves all the way through. Ready, set, go. 1. Okay, so on number 4, your y-intercept is going to be -5. So you go to -5, plot your points, and then you drop down to your rise is -2, run 1. So you're going to put a point there, and then it looks like your graph's going to go down like that. So you want to go the opposite way on these points. Okay, and you draw your line through the points, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 5. Number 5. Now, number 5, remember yesterday, show me with your arms, what is number 5 supposed to look like? Sideways, right? It's going to be at what kind of slope? Zero slope. Zero slope. Okay, so show me on your whiteboards what number 5 will look like. Ready, set, go. Make it a straight line, okay? Make it a straight line. The best you can, it's fine. Use a straight edge. So on this example, you just go up to the y-intercept of 5, and you draw a line across, and you got your line, okay? Now, I got a question. This one says y is equal to 5, and you got a horizontal line. What happens if it's x is equal to? Which way is your line going to go?
Up and down.
Up and down. Okay, number 6. Everyone's doing number 6. Ready, set, go. Okay, so on this last example, you're exactly right. You're going to go the opposite direction. And you go to -1, draw your point, and you're going to draw a vertical line in this instance. Vertical line, plot your arrows, and you're done. Okay? That's it. So, that concludes this lesson.